Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. And the weather's not too bad out, is it? I'm looking out the window now. Very nice. Not too hot, not too cold. I'm not big on the heat. If you go for a jog, you don't want to sort of die of, you know, lack of fluids or whatever. But anyway, a recent survey. In fact, I put it up less than 24 hours ago. I wanted to give you the results so far because I think people are voting at the moment. We've got 133 people who voted, and I can't say that I'm particularly surprised by the results, because the question was who wins the Anthony Joshua Dillian White rematch, and I'll give you the scores on the doors. 3% of people had it a draw. Another 3% of people said White on points. Dillian by KO was at 11%. Anthony Joshua on points was 22%, which means that 62% picked Anthony Joshua to knock out Dillian White. And I've got to be honest, I think this is what most people, not just this poll, but most people in general are going with. It's my immediate reaction that Joshua should knock out White. But of course there are intangibles. This will be Joshua's second fight with Derek James. How's he getting on with James, both as a personality and as a trainer? Is he learning stuff? Is he getting his confidence back? His confidence was obviously shot to bits. Very, very apprehensive. People have used the word scared with Joshua. I don't think it's a case of being scared of getting in the ring or scared of facing another man. It's something more. It's something different. It's if you have doubts about your own identity, either as a fighter or a man, and I think in the case of Joshua that might be both, you do get apprehensive. And it's kind of like, if you look at Fury, I've never thought Fury is a coward in the ring. Obviously he's not. He's proved that he isn't. But his fear is fear of losing, fear of having his, legacy, if you like, taken away. Even though he's doing what might turn out to be irreparable damage to his legacy anyway, with all this ducking and diving and talking about fighting Ngannou and avoiding Usyk and all the rest of it. Sometimes you get that self-fulfilling prophecy. But with Joshua's case, I think it's more a case of what am I? What's my identity? I don't know. He came onto the scene as that enormous, banger, knocking everyone out. Right up to the point where he got done himself by Ruiz. I mean, don't forget, he had Ruiz on the floor in that third round, then Ruiz gets up, chins him, wobbles him, puts him over, and the rest of it's history. And from that moment on, it seems like Joshua's like, the shock of that has never really subsided, not fully. So I'm not surprised. 62%, I mean, it's basically 2/3 of the people that voted so far, and the votes are still coming in. Of course, you can go and vote yourself if you like. It's on my community page. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I'm not going to do a breakdown of the fight yet. I'm not going to make a prediction yet, but my first impression, and to be honest, I don't really see it changing, is that Joshua will probably beat White by KO. But you never know, because the one thing White, even though White's punch resistance has been looking very flaky over the last couple of years, the one thing he is a fighter, inherently a fighter. He's got that in him. He won't duck anyone. He'll take anyone on. Even if he gets knocked flat 3 or 4 times in a row, he'll still come back. I mean, he's been knocked out by uppercuts 3 times. All 3 of his losses are knockout defeats, and he still comes back. So it's a shame you couldn't put White's mentality, psyche into Joshua. You'd have a hell of a fighter. But Joshua, if you remember their first fight, Joshua came out banging and sticking his tongue out, and he was looking to do White in a round. Even punched after the bell, and then White almost got himself disqualified by jumping in and trying to chin Joshua when he was walking back to his corner. But that type of Joshua is what we need to see a return to. This guy who wants to be a killer. Okay, you can refine the skills, you can teach him more things, you can, and whatever you say about Joshua, I mean, he has had a baptism by fire. Losing twice to Usyk, it's all a matter of perspective. 24 rounds with Usyk, all right, you lost twice, but you went the distance. You give him some problems, a bit of a problem here and there. If you have a perspective of learning, of saying, okay, I lost. Now I'm going to look at myself and how can I improve. But ego's a terrible thing, and the pressure that these people are under, it's a terrible thing. you've got to be cut from a very special type of mental cloth, and I think White is, and probably Fury is, but Joshua isn't, you know. But anyway, those are the results so far. If you haven't voted yet, go and vote. And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the subscribe button, you'll help us out a great deal. And the thumbs up button as well. And I'll catch you later. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.